Let's create a new flower. Hi everyone, it's a Sunday afternoon, April 3rd of 2022, and I thought I would start on another new flower. Today we are going to be using, it's called soft poly mesh. It's weatherproof. It comes in 10 inches by 6 yards. I purchased this from Hobby Lobby. It was normally $9.99, but it was half off, so I got it like for $4.99. The same way with this Poly Pro mesh ribbon, weatherproof. It's in black. And that again, this one is actually 10 inches by 10 yards, and that was on sale. This was $7.99, and that was half off. And then I have this pink poly-burlap mesh that I got from Craft Outlet, I believe, probably about over 9 months ago. And I will leave the number and the link to that as well. And this pink here is the 3 colors that I'm going to be using. As you, I will do a short little brief video over a fused petal because I'm going to fuse the soft poly mesh over the pink, and then we're going to use the black. So these are the only 3 colors that we're going to have, along with a middle, which I'm going to end up using one of these little discs that I got from Joann Fabric probably a year ago. And then this is black corded ribbon that I got from, here, let me rip this off real quick. Got this from Hobby Lobby, once again, on sale. And normally this says it was $3.99, and I know I got this for $1.99. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this on each side with a black felt that I purchased from Joann's recently. Joann's just had, it was 12 inches wide by, it was a yard long for $3.99 for a yard. So that was pretty decent. So I got a lot of different colors in the past couple of weeks. So I'm going to go ahead, and that's going to be our center, and I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. So I will let you know that right now we are using a 10-inch wreath frame. I went ahead and I cut out the plastic canvas mesh for the center, and I got that all zip tied in, and we are good to go on that. So right now I do know that I am going to use 8 of the pink, which is going to be our final petals in the middle. I'm going to have 10 of these black that I've cut. I have cut 10 of these, and I have a total of 10 that are fused together. So that's the total petals that we have thus far. So let me get started, and I'll be right back. Hi everybody, I already started on this wreath because I didn't want it to take so long. Hopefully we can try to get everything done in a 25-minute time frame when I combine this video together. Okay, we have on a 10-inch wreath frame, let me get another one that's got 5 bars on it. And by the way, this wreath frame I got through Amazon, and it's called, it's Panacea, P-A-N-A-C-E-A. I think these are like $2.50 a piece. And you're probably going to see this backwards, but I'll put that on the link too. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, which you can't really see. Hold on one second. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and we have 5 crossbars. And I like these the best because on a 10-inch they have 5 crossbars, a 12-inch has 6 crossbars, an 8-inch only has 4. I have not even bought any 6 inches at all. I know they're out there, but that makes a really small wreath. So on this flower, and all the flowers that I start off with, I always start on the 2nd bar. And on this one, what I'm going to do, because it has 5 crossbars, I'm putting 2 black in between each crossbar, and I'm going to put one of the black and white buffalo check on the crossbar. So we are just going to do your basic petal, which is curl side up. Let me move this real quick. I'm going to try to put it over here. Curl side up. We have our finished side on the top and the bottom. I'm going to bring the corner in. I'm actually going to cross over the corner to where it's like we have a little square here. Once again, gather in, flip it. You have a little bow tie. I am taking the left side and I am putting it over the right side, and I am putting it under on the crossbar. Make sure when you're putting your zip ties in, whatever way you put the first zip tie, make sure the zip ties are always in the same direction. Otherwise, it makes your petals kind of a little offset. And these zip ties are a little bit thicker than I wanted, so maybe when my hubby goes out to Somerset tomorrow, I may have him get me some from Harbor Freight. My Amazon, the size I would usually use, wasn't in, so these are a little bit thicker. All right, so what I'm doing with this is I am making sure all of my rough sides, or the cut side, and this is the finished side, is all on the right hand side. This is my tattoo, it's on my left hand, so all of my finished sides are on my right hand side. But I'm having my black and white cover go over, so that's what I'm going to do with all of my crossbars. I'm going to put the black and white check, and I'm going to have it go over the black. So on this first row of petals, we have 10 black basic petal. Is all we're doing again. Curl side up, top and bottom are your finished sides. I'm crossing over the points. I am gathering in the middle, flipping it over. You have like a little bow tie. I am flipping the left side over the right side. So here's my finished edges. I'm taking that zip tie under the crossbar on the second row, and we're zip tying it down, and it's going to lay over your other rough side for your black one, but I'm going to keep this where it's going to be laying like on top of the black ones. All right, so I'm going to go and I'm going to finish. I only got 2 more crossbars. I'm going to finish that, and then we're going to start on our second. Okay, we have all of our petals on for the first row. Like I said, we have a total of 15 petals for your first row. On the second bar, we have 2 black that are in between the crossbars and 1 of the black and white buffalo check, which is that soft poly. Let me get that sticker real quick. It's called soft poly mesh from Hobby Lobby. And I will put that information and the link to that at the end of this video. So now on the second bar, which is going to be, or the second row, excuse me, which is going to be the third bar down, we are actually going to go in between each one of these. And so if we have 15 total here, we're going to need 15 of the other ones. So what I'm going to do is I am going to alternate with, I have the fused petal, which is, bear with me, we did the fused black and white buffalo check with the pink poly-burlap underneath. So this is the soft poly mesh buffalo check, and then the pink poly-burlap mesh on the bottom. So this is a fused petal, and if you can see, then it's got your little pocket in here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, basically the same design that we're doing here, I'm going to put 2 pink, and then I'm going to put 1 of the black and white in the middle then. So same thing again. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Okay, you have your curl side up. Okay, it's a little bit thicker with both of them in. You're going to cross them over again. It's going to be a little bit thicker now, so you've really got to squeeze. And then I'm going to turn this over, and you're going to pinch at the bottom. Okay, and where this is here, where the blacks are here, I'm going to go in between. Let me see if I can get this up in here. Bear with me. Should already have it in there. So I'm going to go in here, pull this up, and we're going to pull it really tight. And now this one, this row here, I will make sure that, let me get my little needle nose here because I want this to be really tight. On this row here, we definitely want to make sure that we are overlapping finish side to finish side. So I'm going to do 2 of the black and white, and then I'll do 1 of this. This is how I'm going to alternate it as I'm going around. So here's another spot here. Put your zip tie in first. It makes it so much easier. Okay, so we have our curl side up. I need more room, don't I? Curl side up, finish side top and bottom. Make sure always that you're going the same direction with your finished sides. Squeeze, squeeze, twist. I mean, this is really thick stuff with both of them together. Okay, pop that in there. Take my zip ties. And really pull it hard. Give your finished side over the other one. Zip off. And then I also go back after I get done with it and I push the little zip tie over. So next is going to be the black and white, which is the same thing, top and bottom. This is our finished side, squeeze in the middle, flip it. I'm going to put it in the next one here. And I mean, if you wanted to, you could put all pink in the fused petal here, but I'm just going to alternate like I did with the other one. But I'm just putting the fused, and then I'm going to put a black and a white buffalo check so it just offsets it a little bit. Snip it. Okay, I'm going to continue all the way around with this and we will be right back then. Hi everyone. I wanted to show you real quick. We are taking a, I got this, it's called soft poly-burlap mesh. It's from Hobby Lobby. I got it on sale for $4.99 a roll. I know it only has 6 yards. It's 10 inches wide by 6 yards instead of your normal 10 by 10. But still, at half price, it's a decent price, and it's really good. And then I also have this pink poly-burlap mesh that I got from Craft Outlet. And what I'm going to do is I have some petals that I'm going to fuse together, where I'm taking the buffalo check and I am putting it on top of the pink, and we're going to fuse this. And I know that I've done this in another video of mine, so I've already made my one edge because I've already cut a few of these pieces already. I'm laying it at the 30 line mark, and I'm going to cut it at the 20, which is going to be 10 inches. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure that it stays at the 30, everything is flat, and then when I go to my 20, I'm worrying about cutting through or the top layer and getting even with the rose, because underneath is the pink that we have. So I'm going to go ahead, and I am, right now I believe I'm going to need about 15 of these. So this is something that I learned through Julie's Wreath boutique probably 2 years ago, on how to fuse petals. And you can do any color. You can do deco mesh over poly-burlap. You can do poly-burlap over deco mesh. I've even done what is it, that jute check mesh, which is another. I mean, this here is really soft. I've never used it before from Hobby Lobby, but when it was half off at the store, and I thought, you know, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get some and try it. So I like it because it's very soft and pliable. So I am going to fuse and cut 15 of the black and white buffalo check over the pink, because in the flower that I'm doing today, the wreath, I am going to, this is part of the color scheme that I'm using to show you. It's a different type of flower. I've never actually put these colors together, but I just wanted to show you really quickly the how to do the step of doing a fused petal. And I know probably most of you have seen this before, but I thought we would just go over it one more time. And it's really easy. You're just making sure that you are putting the 2 pieces of material that you're fusing together as you're cutting them. You're just making sure that they are, and what it does is it just fuses them together, so you have like a pocket here. But I'm gonna do a total of 15, and then I'll come back and I will go over all the other colors, which will always be at the end of the video too. And so we'll be back in a second. Okay, we have finished our second row, which was a total of your 10 of the fused petals, and then just 5 of the individual buffalo check. So this is what our second row looks like. I hope you can see the majority of it in the picture. The pink comes through, I like it. And then we have our next pink. And I was trying to decide which petal I liked. This is like your, I forgot what this petal is called. But you know what, I really don't like this too well, because I just don't like it because sometimes if I make a petal like this, which I did not cut, I would cut my petals 11 inches wide. That way when I folded them over, I could take my, like when if I folded it over like this, and say it was 11 inches, okay? And I'll show you this real quick. If I had this and I was folding it over, which I have to make sure that your finished side is always on my right side, because that's where I would actually make it 11 inches so that something was hanging over here, and I would take my wood burner and I would seal it. That way this side is sealed, and here you have your, your finished side here, and then it's not going to fray as much. I didn't do that, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go down probably about, okay, this is a 7 square per inch mesh. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down probably about 1.5 inches, and because I don't want to cover up this stuff, but I do want to make sure that I have enough pink. Now I'd only cut 8, and I probably am going to need 10 in here since I have 15 petals around. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this one. I'm going to tie it really tight, and like I said, once you go down, you also want to make sure that you stay within that range that you need as far as of a circle and so forth. So I'm only going to go like maybe 3 squares over, since these are the 7 squares per inch. I'm going to have to use my needle nose for these because, like I said, I have bigger. Okay. And here, I'm going to, this one here, even though you burnt it, like I said, if I see little frays, I'm going to go ahead and snip them off. And then when I spray this, then that's going to help it. Plus also my sides are also going to be, let me move some of this mesh over. I need a bigger table. I'm going to go ahead, and if you look here now, we have our finished side, the top and the bottom, and it's just going to be our basic petal again. I'm just going in and barely crossing over where I have like a little square here. I am squeezing, gathering in the middle, flip it over, and then pushing it over again. So I probably will have to cut 2 more petals in order to finish this flower, because with the basic petal here, I want to make sure that it's, covers a lot. And then we will see like how big of a center I'm going to need as well. And I do have a big it's already a pre-made that I could spray black and put that in the center, or maybe just make a bigger center with this. Or even, to be honest with you, I had done an extra one of these. I could always do this too, but that might be a little bit too much. So we'll have to see. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to finish with this basic petal. And I think I'm going to need 10. So I'm going to keep going ahead and going around. And what you want to make sure is you're going to make sure you're going out the same length all the way around. And here's a trick. As you're going around on the bottom, if you want to go ahead and just slightly like mark it, that way you could see it through. So like this is your back side, and you want to make sure it's uniform all the time too. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut 2 more pieces of pink. I'm going to go ahead and continue, get the 3rd row on. Like I said, I went in about 1.5 inches, and then I will be back in a little bit. Okay, we are back, and I have all 9 basic petals in the pink in. I ended up moving them down about 2 inches, so you barely have anything in the center, which is for your 3rd row. So a 10-inch frame, we have 3 rows on it, all basic petal, but we have the pink and the buffalo check as a fused petal. So I have on the 1st row, 2nd bar down, we have a total of 15 petals, 10 black, 5 of the black and white buffalo check. A 2nd row, which is the 3rd bar down, we have 10 of our fused petal, which is the pink with a buffalo check on top of it. So we have 10 of those, and then 5 of your regular buffalo check. So we alternated, just kind of like we did on the 1st row. We just did it with our different fused petal and our regular. On the 3rd row, which is about 2 inches in, because I took everything out and I moved it a little bit. It was covering too much of this petal up. So I went in about 2 inches in, and then I have 9 petals in the pink. So so we have 15, 15, and 9, so that makes a total of 39 petals. This is 21, or excuse me, it's actually 10 mark, and it's 22 inches in diameter. It's about 4 inches in depth. So what I did is, I think I had told you guys before that I use little discs like this, which is actually peanut butter jars. This comes from, I don't know, any type of peanut butter jar that it screws on. I use this. You can use these. You have to be careful that if you paint over them, sometimes if you put the hot glue on them, it will melt it and take off your paint. So if I'm covering anything, say for instance, if I had something that was red material that I was going to cover this over with the center, or something that was a solid black that I had red in my pattern or whatever, I can use this. So what I did is I had a black one of these, and I had an extra petal of the fused petal that has the pink with the black buffalo check over it. So what I did is I took the material and I wrapped it over. I poured hot glue in the bottom of this first. Then I folded over very carefully with those little fingertips for your glue, hot glue. And I put glue in there and I pressed down the material all the way down in here. Then I took a piece of, this is the glue. I took down a piece of black felt, and I took my little 20 gauge wire that you can get this at Hobby Lobby, or actually if you go to Dollar Tree they have them too, and like a long pack for like $1, and I think you get like 25 in them. So then I took glue and I just filled on top of the already poly-burlap fused petal material, pressed it down on top after I put the glue in, pressed it down, and just kept pressing in the corners as I was, you know, pressing on it. It's been sitting here for about a half an hour now. So now I have my little center that I can go in. You could do whatever center you wanted. I kind of like putting in the same color when I'm doing petals like this. I think that's going to look really cute. You could put a solid black in there if you want to. And actually, because the lid was black, I could have taken the little black rope that I had and I could have hot glued it around there. I could have hot glued it on a styrofoam disc. I could have taken like those little plastic canvas mesh that I was telling you about before, that I have gotten these from Joann's. Well, if you have any extra mesh when you're cutting out for, you know, the center of your frames, don't ever throw them away, because you can use them to put certain things in. I've done it where I put, what is it called? I'm trying to think now. Like the little rope, or sometimes a really thick yarn, you can use that where you're like putting several, like 5 or 6 strands together, and then you're just like zip tying it down. So I save these all the time. And then this, you could have put a piece of, you would have put your felt on the top and the bottom. I would actually then have taken one of the 20 gauge wire and stuck it through the middle and pulled it through, and then I would have taken my rope and I would have glued it on the top. I didn't have any discs that were big enough, because this here is probably, let me look here, this disc here is 5 inches in diameter, so I needed something a little bit bigger. I also had one of these, they're called, bear with me one moment, they're called coconut bras that I've gotten from Dollar Tree. They come 2 in a pack. Take those, you can paint those, and you can put them over. In fact, this is actually a Dollar Tree, it's called a seashell, and I was doing another wreath, and I had this colors, and I thought, you know, maybe I'll try a middle with that, and that's exactly what I did, the same thing. Put my little material wrapped around it, I hot glued it down, then I put my little 20 gauge wire in, put some more felt down, hot glued it. So here is another one that I'm going to have for next time to go in the middle, you know, of anything. So there's all sorts of things that you can use to make a middle out of, but I'm into buffalo plaid. I love buffalo plaid. I don't care what color it is. If it's yellow, it's blue, it's red. I like buffalo plaid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this center here, and I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it to the side, put it to the side. I'm going to pull it through. I also want to make sure it's always centered all the time. Now I'm just going to pull it through real quick, and I'm going to twist it just one time, because what I want to do is I want to make sure that it looks centered. Okay, I hope you guys can see the whole thing of this because it's so big. Okay, now because we did the 2 and 2 for the pink and the fused petal, I'm going to make sure that I like the fused petal on top here, and the bottom is going to be different, but this is going to be my top, and it depends on how you want to do it. But this is going to be my center, and then you just make sure that it's going to be covering up all your areas that you want. You're trying to cover up like all your zip ties and stuff that you had in around the side here. So this is going to be the center. I'm going to finish tying this up. I'm going to cut a piece of black felt to put around the back, zip tie it on. That gives it a finished look. And then I always put, like some people like to hang it from the frame, I myself like to hang it with adding a zip tie to the back, and I secure it. So, and then I put my little card on there too. So this is just a different type of a spring or summer flower. You know, it's another type of, and it's all basic petal. I mean, basic petal is an easy petal to do. Anybody can do it. Use your imagination as far as colors. Then what I'll do after I get the whole back on, I will cover this, and then I'm going to spray it several times, probably twice, with front and back with my Rust-Oleum clear matte finish. And then I will put this on the website along with the YouTube channel that I'm going to have this posted on, with all of the petals, the colors, everything you need if you want to duplicate this. And I'm also going to put it on my Facebook page for sale, and I'm probably going to turn around and sell this thing for about $70, and plus shipping depending on where someone is. So if anybody's interested, all they have to do is just reach out to me on Facebook or even YouTube, because I'm going to post it on there. I'm going to post it on my Instagram. I'm going to post it on my Pinterest. So it kind of covers all my angles here. Guys, if you want to like another petal, I've done the lollipop, I've done the basic. My next one I think I'm going to do is called a roll petal again. Or if you guys want a petal for me to do to show you on a video, please reach out to me and let me know. I am more than glad to make something for you guys. You know, let's all learn from each other. And I mean, I think this turned out really, really pretty. And I like the colors. I would have never thought of putting pink underneath the buffalo plaid, but it really did turn out nice. And I call this like a really like spring summery color. So everybody have a great Sunday afternoon, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please visit me on my Facebook page, Southern Yankee Crafty Creations. I would appreciate you guys to come over to our group. You know, give me ideas of what kind of video you would like me to do. More than happy to do it. So everybody have a great afternoon. Have a blessed rest of your weekend, and have a great, blessed, and safe week ahead. Till next time, have a great day. Here is our finished product. I really think it turned out very, very pretty. So excited for it. I just got to spray it down with the Rust-Oleum matte, clear matte finish, put the back on, and it is ready to go. So guys, let me know what kind of flower you want us to do. More than happy to. Thank you so much again for watching.